Hey, it's Clay at claytrader.com. This is my top 10 stocks as we head into Wednesday, July 3rd. This will be a technical analysis breakdown. So if you're someone that uses charts within your trading, or maybe you're just interested in learning more about charts and how they can be used as a tool to help make good decisions as a trader, this would be a video for you. And also, if you trade Bitcoin, I will do a bonus analysis at the end. A few things. First off, if you would like for me to do an analysis, and I don't quite do this one, just comment down below and I'll do my best to get to it in a future video. And then second, this candlestick right there will be moving around and changing. That is because the market's still open for a small amount of time. But I like to do these videos when the market is still open because sometimes we can capture some really interesting late day price movement. And then finally, I'll be using the 30-minute time frame, meaning each one of these candlesticks here represents 30 minutes worth of time. So stock number one, RDZN. Very, very nice move for today. And now we have ourselves a very nice pattern. And as I draw this pattern, I'm not trying to impress you. This is not some sort of great discovery. There's no special skill. A lot of people are going to draw this pattern. And I say all that because whether you want to call it a self-fulfilling prophecy, when you have a lot of people watching the same patterns, wondering the same things, it can create some very dynamic movement. So the pattern here, and maybe if you're into patterns, you probably already know where I'm headed with all this. But right here, we have a very clear resistance trend line. And then across the bottom here, we have this area of support there at 268. Change that to green to represent support. And then just make the pattern easier to see. Let's keep it one color. So we have our area of resistance. We have our area of support. We have the big explosive move right there. And for you golfers out there, try to make it a little bit more visual, put the golf hole down here. This would be a bull pennant pattern. So while nothing is guaranteed, my point here is that it's more than plausible. It's more than valid to think that if the price can come up here and get a break up through the top part of that pattern, that break right there in and of itself could create additional buying pressure. So if you like stocks down below $5, you like bull pennants, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, OPTT, and essentially the same exact thing that I just talked about. So to respect your time as much as possible, let's just go right through it. I'm not going to repeat myself. But yes, we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. So there is our area of resistance. Here is our area of support. And then just because I can't help myself, let's keep it all one color and make sure everybody sees it. So we have resistance. We have support. We have the big explosive move right here. Golf hole down here, we have ourselves another bull pennant pattern. I would say the biggest difference here is that this just happens to be a penny stock. So maybe you only like to trade penny stocks, but you do like bull pennant patterns. Then here you go with OPTT. Next one, VS. Very interesting situation here. Started off on the day very, very strong. Big gap up. And then I think some poor souls were buying up around here. And then you had this big old pullback right here. But what's interesting here is that the pullback bounced. And now it's been just going sideways like this. Now, let me be very clear, and I wish I could say trading was this easy. Just because there is a big pullback, just because it's gone sideways, does not mean for sure guaranteed this is the bottom, and for sure guaranteed this thing is going to snap back upwards. But does it become more plausible in this situation? Does it make a little bit more sense, and is it more rational? Absolutely. Case in point, let's just say the price came down and was still dropping. I'm sitting here saying, hey, it's looking like this might be the bottom. You'd be totally justified to say, well, based on what? The price is literally still just dropping. But that's not the case here. It has at least started to go sideways. Again, does that mean that this pullback is over? No, but does it make sense to at least question and throw out there the fact that, hey, maybe things are getting ready to turn back upwards? Absolutely. So if you like these situations where you get a good, strong start, then you get a nasty pullback, but then you get some sideways movement, and now it's just a question of does the price want to try to curl back upwards out of consolidation? Certainly keep an eye on this one. Next one, SIRI, and I want to just build context first. But you can see here, very, very impressive uptrend here the past several days. I mean, if you're writing a textbook on trends, I mean, you could throw that right to the uptrend chapter. So very, very nice overall context. And on that note, the price is approaching this area of resistance right here. So let me just map that out at the 307 mark. And who knows, maybe as I speak, the breakout is going to happen because you can see right now, that's why I like to do these when the market's open because the price is knocking on the door. But what I'm more interested in is, okay, let's say this level is broken. Where is the next potential area of resistance? And as you can see here, we're having to go away. In fact, I'm going to just change the time frames. So I'm going to change to 4 hour. Now each one of these represents 4 hours worth of time. Because as you can see here, yeah, we're going back multiple weeks now. So with a break of that area, next key overarching area of resistance would be right up there at the 319 mark. And this is coming from, you can see, basically the top part of this former channel from back here in April and May. So we're talking about multi-month highs potentially if the price can get a strong break there of 307. So again, we're on the 4 hour, just meaning each one of these represents not 30 minutes, but rather 4 hours of time. And there we go. I'm going to go back to the 30 minute. But you can see right now, price has broken or is at least trying to break through that level. So we'll see if that can continue. On any sort of pullback, Key level to watch would be right there at that level of 298. But from an overarching standpoint, as long as the price stays above that purple line there, the 50 period moving average, then everything is fine. And keyword there being moving. So as time goes by, that line is going to move itself higher. So it's basically like a trend line that's going to draw itself for you. So as long as the price stays above the uptrending trend line, then big picture wise, the price is still by default in an uptrend. Next one here, TSLA Tesla, absolutely monster move here. And kind of a little bit of deja vu because we have the same essential pattern that we had in yesterday's video, and the pattern we've already talked about a couple times, but we had ourselves, a bull pennant pattern right there. So I'm just going to get rid of these lines and we'll start anew. But top part of the pattern, you can see several times the price has gotten right up here around the 230.25 mark, and it's struggled with it. And then you also have, and now this is a very tight pattern. You have the uptrending line right there. So yes, we do have a bull pennant, but I want to be very careful because, so bull pennant, yeah, no doubt about it. With that being said, if the price were to come down and break to the downside of the pattern, that doesn't mean the entire chart's epically destroyed or anything like that. Yeah, preferably speaking, you want to see the price hold above that trend line right there, stay above that, as that would make the chart look the healthiest and strongest moving forward. But by no means is a break of that level ruining anything because, as we just talked about, from the big picture of things, it's all about that purple line right there, the 50 period moving average. I realize it's pretty irrelevant right now, but given its name, moving average, that line will move itself higher and get more and more relevant as time goes by. So yes, preferably speaking, stay above that trend line right there. But from the overarching standpoint, as long as Tesla remains above that purple line, the bulls are still in full control. Real quick, want to take a break and personally invite you to get signed up for this free live online webinar that I'm offering next week. So if you've been enjoying what you've seen and you want to learn more about this tool, how it can and should be used to build consistency and manage risk, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. If you're watching on YouTube, there's a link down in the description box you can use, or if you're watching at my website, there's an area right there on the webpage that you can use to sign up. So like I said, if you've been enjoying, then definitely get signed up for the free live class. Next one here, ticker symbol ANVS. And as of right now, kind of tricky to talk about because it's all about perspective. I mean, if you're some sort of day trader, flipper, scalper, whatever you want to call yourself, and you bought right there and your plan was to buy and sell within 20 minutes, well then yes, from that perspective, the chart's looking pretty rough because there's no doubt about it. From those highs, there has been a pullback. You can't refute that. With that being said, if you care about the bigger picture point of view, well, part of that is acknowledging the fact that, sure, yeah, that's fair enough, Clay, the price has pulled back. But because I care about the bigger picture, we have to ask ourselves the question, what was happening before this pullback? And you would say, well, there is this huge explosion like that, which has now given me the ability to draw a bull flag pattern. So I'm well aware that if you're some sort of day trader and you bought up there, you don't care about this bull flag pattern. But just from a broad sense, the pattern, even with the pullback, is still bullish. And then for those of you that aren't even aware of this one, but you do like bull flag patterns, you do like stocks down in this price range, here you go. I definitely keep an eye on it. Next one, AMD, and this will mean a little bit more to those of you that watched previous ones, but if you did, then been talking about that area right there as resistance at the 163.30-ish area, and you can see that late afternoon price got up to that level, has broken through it. So that's where the first update comes into play, and this is just based on foundational rules that when levels of resistance are broken and closed above, you want to see them act as support. So as previous ones, 163.30 would be the ideal level. I mean, if the price can stay above there, that would make the chart look the strongest. But as I've talked about also from the overarching standpoint, just continue to watch that purple line as it moves itself higher and higher. As long as the price stays above there, then the overall trend right now is fully in the bull's favor. As far as next potential battlegrounds, as we head into Wednesday, next key area going to be right up there at about 166.15, and that's just simply coming from these highs that it had back there from several days ago. But anyway, look at it. Very, very impressive day. Got the break above these moving averages. Has just been literally going straight up all afternoon long. One green candle after another. Does this momentum carry into Wednesday? We'll see what happens. Next one, ZAPP. Pretty rough looking chart. I mean, it started off oh so nice. Huge explosion. Big pullback here. And yeah, it is looking ugly in that sense, but for you longer time viewers, you know what I'm going to say next. There can be opportunity in the ugly. And what makes this interesting, and in some senses, maybe you already missed it, but look right where the price bounced off of. That 50 period moving average. Bounce off right there, and actually back here, it bounced off it. So the power of charts. So I'll turn that into a quick plug. Go get signed up for that free webinar because charts really are a great tool, and you'll learn just more about how they're so useful. But anyways, so moving forward, though, this still becomes a very interesting level because even if the price comes down a little bit and chops around meaning because this purple line here is going to continue to draw itself and look something similar to that. So if the price comes down here and chops around there, then it becomes, again, no guarantee, but it becomes a very valid proposition to throw out there and say, you know what? Is the price consolidating Is this pullback over? Consolidated on the purple line, 50 period, and then is it going to head back upwards? Not guaranteed to happen, but nobody could accuse you of putting together some sort of irrational, no thought out trade plan. No, that makes a whole lot of sense. Now, if you don't like buying deeper pullbacks like this, then yeah, obviously this one's not going to be on your watch list. But if you do like these sorts of scenarios, you like the price range down below $5, definitely keep an eye on it. Next one here, FFIE, and overall this thing is starting to give back its gains. I'm not going to say that it's totally ruined, but we are having some problems now. The biggest problem right now in the very near term is the price is now back down below these two key moving averages. Purple line, you know, is a 50-period moving average, and then that pink line right there being the 200-period moving average. You can see actually the 200-period has now gone back to acting as resistance. Now, to be fair, and to give some credit's due, the price did work its way upwards from its lows here. It has got itself a little upwards trend here. You can't deny that. But it's still got a lot of work to be done. It's still got some big battlegrounds that it's going to have to face. And again, the big battlegrounds being these moving averages that I just talked about. As far as areas, if the price rolls back over and what I would consider must-hold levels, definitely a very key level, very important level, right down there at 38 cents. Because if 38 cents, let me zoom out here. But if that level were to be tested, and then the price breaks down below it, and now all of a sudden you're starting to have the price drifting back to where it was before the big old breakout even occurred. And you don't want, assuming you're bullish, you don't want to see prices going back to where they were. But yeah, nice upwards move here. Is there strength behind it? Can it break through those moving averages? Let's see what happens on Wednesday. Next one, AAPL, Apple, and very nice move. Once again, back up at highs, looking very strong. And let me actually just get rid of those lines as they've served their purpose. And I can't actually quite tell. No, I don't think it has, but let's just get a line there mapped out just in case. Nope, the price is knocking on the doors of 220.40. So yeah, let's see, market closes here in 4 minutes. So maybe the breakout occurs in the next 4 minutes, but point here being all eyes are going to be on that level, watching and wondering, can the price break above it? And even if it does, that'll just change the question up a little bit to saying, okay, the breakout has happened, but is this the breakout, the start of something even bigger? Both of those very exciting questions. Is it going to break out? If it does, is this breakout the start of something even bigger? So definitely keep an eye on 220.40. That'll be a main battleground to watch there for Apple. And then if there are any sort of pullbacks, first key level, right down there at that level of 218.75, and then kind of broken record time, assuming you care about more so the bigger picture point of view, say it with me, yes, keep an eye on that purple line. And as long as that purple line moves itself higher and higher and stays above it, then the bulls are in full control. But no doubt about it, great move for Apple. Can it break through that level? Again, going back to those self-fulfilling prophecies, Apple's obviously a very popular stock. If it can break through there, does that create a whole nother round of upwards momentum? Are there some short stop losses hanging up around that area that's going to create even more volume? It's certainly a very interesting scenario. I will get to Bitcoin here in just a second, but for you stock traders, again, if you like what you saw here and you want to learn more about the tool, how it can and should be used, then go get signed up for the free live webinar. It'll be next Thursday, July 11th. So not this coming Thursday, but following Thursday, July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And it is a genuine live event. There's a question and answer session. So please bring your questions and I'd be happy to answer them. Now let's talk some Bitcoin. One quick clarification. We are now back on that 4-hour time frame. I know I talked about that earlier, meaning each one of these represents 4 hours. And that's because Bitcoin is open 24/7. And I want this video to remain relevant for as long as possible. And by using the 4-hour time frame, we can do that. So what I'm going to do is just operate under the premise that you're watching this video, a few hours from now, maybe even 20 hours from now, and walk yourself through some questions. And the big question that I have that I think you should be asking yourself is, okay, whether you're watching this video an hour from now or 20 hours from now, where is the price at relative to that purple line there at 61,500? If you're answering the question that the price is above that level, I would say good. That means good, healthy consolidation. Because right now, yeah, the price is pulled back, but in many senses, we just have a bull flag pattern. So as long as the price stays above that purple line, then the bull flag, the bull pennant, whatever you want to call it, is still in play. Now, if you're answering the question, well, Clay, actually the price is down below that level, well, then this pattern here has been violated, and you need to follow that up with another question saying, okay, well, where's the price at relative to 60,200? If you're answering the question that the price is down below there, that'd be a very rough signal. That'd be not only a complete failure of the bull flag, but that'd be a pretty massive failure because that would imply that it came all the way down here and then broke even down below there. But 60,200 is the level that I would say is way more important. Yes, you would like to see the price stay up above that purple line, but if it doesn't, 60,200 becomes a much more what I would call kind of crucial level from a support side of things. Now, if you're saying, well, Clay, the price is above that purple line, well, then let's get ourselves this area of resistance in play. And if somehow you're answering the question that the price is also up above that level there at 63,750, that would just be telling you that since I've done the video here, Bitcoin has recovered very nicely and has actually even gotten a breakout, which would tell you Bitcoin is currently undergoing a very bullish environment. So walk yourself through those questions. That'll keep this analysis and video relevant for as long as possible. As I invited the stock traders, I'm inviting you as a Bitcoin and crypto trader to go get signed up for this class, because what you're learning about can and definitely should be used within the world of crypto and Bitcoin. So like I said, it'll be next week, Thursday, July 11th at 7 p.m. Eastern time, and bring your questions because there will be, like I said, that live Q&A. As far as these top 10 videos are concerned, if you enjoy these, do a couple things for me. Hit that like button, leave a comment below. Even if, like I said, if you have a request, please leave that down below. I'll do my best to get to it, and definitely make sure to get signed up for that free class. So thanks for watching. Have a good one.